Hello, hello, hello. I am super excited as always. Manifest 31 is coming out with our second video for the year 2022, and it is regarding Testimonial Tuesday. So without further ado, I'm jumping right into it. This one is near and dear to my heart because I know, right? You don't look like we didn't even start yet.
Wait, I know I gotta talk so the camera can see my face. But so
no, your face
go
is
ahead.
Me and your face are together right now.
This my I mean it face. Okay.
You ready?
This my I mean it face.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm listening.
But it's really near and dear to my heart. And
it's water.
Okay. We're gonna get through this beginning. All right. So it's really near and dear to my heart.
Because
we're gonna get through this. We can't even get through the intro. Y'all, we're gonna get
we
through
in trouble.
They
in trouble.
It's just the beginning.
We're gonna be good though, because we're gonna be good because this is not senior year.
Mm-hmm.
No more. We grown now.
Okay.
I'm being good. Come on, I ain't got much left in me. Come on.
All right, so here we go. But for real, this is really near and dear to my heart. Manifest 31 was really stand on the basis of being able to manifest and to heal at the same time. So with that thought, I really thought about like my teenage years. I thought about the people that really impacted my life growing up, especially in high school, especially in college. And one of those individuals was Remi D. I call him Mickey, but I won't say why, but I call him Mickey.
Is it okay if I say I don't know why?
Because Mickey, like Remington. No, okay, all right. Nobody got that, but me, whatever. But we can get through the introduction.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I think.
All right. But anyways, but for just as a friend, as someone to talk to, as someone to go through high school experiences with them, but to also watch even after. And the name of this Manifest 31 episode is called I Am. And the reason why is because I literally was thinking about what to name this, especially with bringing Remington on. I didn't know what to name it. And I just kept hearing I am and the power of I am. And I was like, we define ourselves by so much and we evolve daily. We change daily. Life happens to us daily. So the power of I am is really rested in us. Really rested in us. So without further ado, I introduce to you my long-term friend, Remi D.
Hey.
Look,
I did all that talking through your introduction, and I'm gonna be short through every answer. I'm fine. How are you?
Don't be short. Don't be short. But taking the time to be here and actually take on my message and be like, hey, can you do this? And you're like, yeah, like just like that.
If you don't mind me saying right now, I just want to thank you for being you always. And I want to congratulate you on sticking true to who you are, aspiring to be you, because I see when I see Tay Full, we know what's coming. So I'm proud of you for that. And I just want to commend you. And I just needed to get that off my chest first so that we can have a fluid conversation now. Thank you.
I received that. And I thank you for being a part of my life. And I'm just ready to just dive right in. So when I reached out to you and I told you the title of I Am, what was your thoughts around that?
What tip is this? Only because you're right. No, I know. Just based on just like the conversation we had, it resonates. It was almost intended to be, just because of my use of the phrase I am, or the term, or the idea I am. So it was almost a no-brainer. I don't think that I had anything no other thoughts about it. It embodies the who we are, our characters. So I was like, okay, I am. I got a lot of people got a lot of verbs and adverbs and maybe nouns about me. So but
So who is Remi D?
Um, I looked at your the poster that you put. I am a father, very much for sure, a father, a brother. Um, but I guess I've had to take on the name personality. And if I were to describe it to people, I'm a personality. Who is Remi D? I'm glad they didn't ask this. I've never asked this question at a job interview because I think there are many layers to it. You know, so many things that I enjoy embody who I am. So I hate to give you this kind of answer where I'm like I feel like now I'm being a politician. Mm-hmm. But I'm a personality. I'm a father. I'm a lover. I try to be more of a giver than a taker, obviously, because what else would you be? A murderer, I guess. I don't know. That went dark quick. Okay, come back. Oh, I am. That's what I should have said at first. Because I am. I'm so much. I have no idea who I am. This is an ever-evolving experience. I don't have any idea. I'm probably bright with that light in my face like that. So every day I'm learning who I am. That answer will very much be different tomorrow. Even with this experience, I may gain something from this experience. And then now I am more. So that was for real. That was flowing. I felt that.
But that was powerful though, because when we define ourselves, it's usually from our present moment and our past and what has aided to those things. But even in this present moment, tomorrow could be something different. The next day could be something different. A year from now, something different. So it's the ever changing and evolution of ourselves. But to actually be true is I am right there, powerful, just leaving it there. Dot. So as we move into this, I really want to kind of dive into like mental health, and let's roll with it, because one of the things that pointed out to me is I've been kind of, I want to say stalkerish, but I've been kind of watching you from afar on Facebook, kind of peeking through the blinds.
I thought you said something. I heard stalker. I got where? Okay, I'm sorry.
Peeking through the blinds, but you've been really talking about therapy and being open a little bit on social media, and that's something that kind of like sparked my interest and kind of like, hey, I think this will really be really good conversation. Can you kind of open up a little bit about this journey healing you're on right now?
I'm glad that you said this journey of healing, because that's exactly what it is. Because healing, here's my thing I always say about a therapist. I could never get rid of my therapist because things will consistently happen to me at all times. I am ever evolving. I am changing. And with that, there has to come a time, and you don't necessarily get a therapist for bad things. Sometimes I have people that I talk to in my life, right? I talk to these people about certain things, but who do I talk to when I need to talk to someone about those people? So, therapy has so many facets to it. Like I could go to a therapist because, marital issues, or my children need to see a therapist. And I'm not about to go deep, or just because we got some systematic shit going on, some deeply rooted things that we need to work on. So mental health for me is something that I knew that I could get behind and be 100% behind. Like we all are against, I don't want to say against, but nobody's for cancer, right? I don't have to necessarily, that's a no-brainer, but people don't talk about mental health as much as they should. And so I'm glad that I'm doing it, because I know we talked about this before. I don't know as many people as you do that seek a therapist. Sorry if I'm like stepping on your toes. We talked before this, y'all. We friends. So I don't know. It seems as if I don't know as many men and women as you that don't see a therapist. So I try to just do my part as a young urban genius, to do my part for our community, for my brothers and sisters, for my children, for myself, my shorty, and mine to come, that I'm doing the best that I can to heal some of the issues that I got going on in here. So that I don't subject them to the same type of things, generational trauma. And again, I can't say that I can I will avoid that from happening to them. Like, there's a strong possibility my son is going to encounter some racism at some point in his life. It's a reality. So we just teach our children how to deal with it in a modern way. So without being long-winded, I've got to set a timer every time it's my turn to talk. It's, me. It's a journey, and it's one that I invite other people. This is why I wanted to do this. I guess to answer your question earlier, maybe in a way, and maybe other questions to come. I wanted to do this so that we can begin this journey together. It's like a weight loss journey. It's easier to lose weight when you're doing it with other people, and other people who will hold you accountable. Now, I'm not about to call you and be like, "Did you go see your therapist?" Like, that's crazy. What? That's between me and my therapist. If I did, that's between me and my situation. But sometimes you need to, this is personal. This is why I'm open about my therapy experience, because one, you got to make people feel comfortable with taking that journey if they're not, and then there are people who are on that journey who are experiencing that for the first time. I was talking with someone about, I was talking to Cuz. What up, Cuz? We do shout outs about my experience when I was talking to my therapist. And I was like, it's crazy because blah, blah, blah. I ain't gonna get into it. And she was like, and I was like, and then when her response to what I said was so profound for me in my experience. I needed to have had that conversation with her. I didn't know how to have a therapist. That's for real. You be in therapy, like, I crossed the street today at 3:00 and somebody almost tripped me, right? And so it triggered me. That was the conversation. But
well, one of the things just to mention is that, and I think this is something we talked about before, the healing that you're doing right now, you might not always get to see how it's going to impact the generations after you. But taking the time to actually work in this moment now to start healing is going to impact your generations, your son, his children, their children, long term.
I always say, like, who the hell do I think I am? But I say this a lot. I be saying, we can, our generation, unfortunately, it was put on our gen and the one right behind us and the one behind them to not be able to fully enjoy the fruits. We got to sow. We just sowers. That's our generation. We're sowing these seeds of seeking a therapist or money management or doing this for our children or breaking general, like, these conversations that we're having are so important. So we won't really benefit from it. We 30. We kind of like, nobody cares about us. They blaming us for everything. Blame the millennials. Nobody's gonna give us credit for sowing the seed, but we have to do it. It's not even about credit, but it has to be done. So that comes with wealth as well. We have to plant those seeds for those generations, so that 5-10 generations from now, they will have that comfortable, that lifestyle, that ability, those assets, and then the mental wherewithal to know that it's okay to have this journey. So we sowing seeds right now, and I think that's the only thing we can do is sow them and nurture them.
Okay, because it's a process. It's a process. It's a journey, and it's not easy. When did you know that it was a point where you needed to seek someone else outside of friends, outside of family, to really work on you?
I done needed a therapist in 19, no, seriously, since the early 2000s. I needed a therapist. I think I knew I needed a therapist then, but it wasn't it was that boy don't need no therapy. All I was missing is a Newport. I would have played that character very well. That boy don't need no therapist. It's like, yes, his mother just died. Get Shorty some help. So, and then you dealt with other things prior to that. And so you get older and you go through things. So and I guess this is a load off. Getting a therapist for me was a load off because I was like, I know I need some help. It don't even make no sense for me not to need it. That was being aware. That's one of the experiences I have with my therapist. She's like, you're so aware. Like, yeah, that's what's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. It's a good and a bad thing, right? Perspective though, but I can see both sides.
But when was that moment?
Yes, thank you.
When was that moment? And I know you said you've been knowing since 2000, but when was that moment you actually took that step?
So we were in the middle of the pandemic. Remember the pandemic? We still in the pandemic. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the pandemic. We were in the pandemic, and we're still in the middle of the pandemic. It was I got COVID in May of 2020. What we think was COVID. Back then it was real iffy, but looking at the things like COVID. And so that took my mind somewhere. And we were already, we're in this box. We can't leave the house. And I'm a people person, yo. And we weren't even Zooming like this. Zoom is like, hey, we gonna Zoom next week? I don't think people do that, but I wouldn't get looked at weird. I really said that. Anyway, I worked my way through it, and it was somewhere in the middle of the pandemic where I was like, all right, this is it. So I called my local insurance provider, and I made it happen.
So taking those steps right in the middle of the pandemic, was there ever a time that you were fearful of what was to come?
No, I don't. Maybe. I try not to. I only try to look at the past to correct. I don't really try to dwell in where I was at that moment because I think for everybody that was a dark place. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we were scared. We was real scared. I think even to this day, look, I'm in the studio. You got to wear the mask everywhere. I thought you was gonna make me put a mask on in here. I'll stay prepared because we're in the Zoom room. It's all right. So I think to a certain extent, because fear is something I believe that you don't have time for. Okay. Fear is a luxury that we don't have. Ooh, bars. I didn't come up with it. I got it from The Incredibles, the first one. But when she said it, I was like, yo, fear is a luxury we don't have. Who wrote this? And it's to this day. So in a sense, yes, I'm a human being. So there's a place in me. There's room for a little fear to be in there, but I try to keep it out as much as possible. So I think that I was not scared into a therapist. I knew that it was time, but I will say this. I hear where you're going with this. I knew that I needed to make a change. And so I knew that was the first step. I knew that in order for things to start going my way, to decrease the amount of fear I have in other aspects of my life, I better go ahead and seek some help, find someone to talk to, because I needed someone to talk to. And so that's how that went.
So last time we talked, and I thank you for really talking about that, because I think the fear is a luxury. I never really thought about that. And I've seen The Incredibles, and that's something to really think about a little bit more. I had the privilege of talking to you last week, and one of the things that really stood out to me in our conversation was the person that
pancakes. Oh, yep. I'm sorry.
He was making pancakes.
Cooking pancakes.
He was making pancakes. They were coming out really nice. Now, can I tell them how you was flipping them?
No. Yes. With a knife. I was flipping them with a knife. Because I'm cold with it. Because you put the butter down, right? And then you flip. So last was talking.
I'm gonna let it go, y'all. I'm gonna let it go. But yes, I wish I could. They came out nice though. They were nice. But it was nice. It threw me off a little bit. Just a little bit, but I give him his props. But I do want to.
Thank you.
I do. I do want to kind of like talk about just the person you are today. And some of the things we talked about last week was just how life has not been easy, but you had a choice to make and to really start working on yourself. But how how do you keep motivated and encouraged each day through some of those struggles that you went through? And if you are open with it, please share.
So to be extremely cliche, but it's so facts. It's like pulling out family. It's like pulling out your wallet or your phone and showing your kids picture at a barbecue. Everybody hates it, but you can't help it. It was my son. He is for me. He is, I am, he is. So, but I mean, that's why I started the journey, because I knew that this wasn't going to be right if this and this was not right. There was no way that I was not going to repeat if I didn't work those things out. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that type of relationship. So that's everyday motivation. What keeps you there is I was really, 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 really tripping. And I was at a point in my life, I was at the bottom. At the bottom. I ain't have that. And so that's a humbling experience. When you had this much to go to that is trippy. So wherever you are on the scale, the spectrum, I don't want to ever be in that space again. It's unhealthy. Where I was extremely unhealthy. The things that I was doing to cope with the harsh realities of everyday living. I watch way too much of whatever I'll be watching for that, because I didn't come up with that either. But it's a fact. Every day is not easy. And so we cope in some way. And whatever way we do this, whatever way we do it, I did not want to be able to feel like I needed to do that to deal with my everyday life. So we're going to talk to somebody about it. And then it kind of, for me, it led to which took time. People, I am not trying to prove to anyone anything. I am who I am again. And I'm not the guy that you met in high school. So people have to understand that it's a process. It's a revolving, it's always changing. I'll be losing my train of thought, girl. You're gonna think I'll be losing my train of thought, girl. You're gonna think I get into it and I get excited. I be getting excited. I gotta work.
No, I think you really pulled in some key points that I want to really touch on. So one of them, I asked in regards like what keeps you motivated, what keeps you, working on yourself and in this space. And you brought up your son and having that motivation of like who you are impacts who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on from that, really understanding the idea that you're going to constantly evolve and to be patient with yourself, because life happens no matter what. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much place where you are.
Life ain't happening. Life ain't happening if you dead.
Mm-hmm.
As long as life is happening, all right. We can make some work.
Because you got the opportunity.
That's the start. I think that's the bare minimum of existing, is to just exist. No shade to anybody that's doing their best to just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Please do whatever you need to do to. And let me not say that. I was about to bring ego to it and assume that a person that just because that's what they want to do existing, there's something wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just because, no, but seriously. So
I got this one question, and to really like pull us all in and kind of wrap us up. But what would you tell someone else who's trying to manifest dreams, ideas, visions, and heal at the same time. They're trying to manifest and heal. What do you say to them?
With or without the hallucinogen? I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But seriously, because that's a process too, and sometimes you might have to go there to heal, and you're like, oh yeah, this is pretty fun. Moderately though. Okay. Just do it in the most. I don't know how else to say it. There is no speech here, y'all. Don't you've always had to try something for the first time. Always. Every single thing you've done, taste it, the toilet you sit on, you had to do it for the first time. So nothing is easy, right? Cliche, simple, straight to the point. Bye. So manifestation, these are two different things. You're gonna have to bring me back. Manifestation and healing. I'm going to start with manifestation and try to get to healing. Manifestation, because it's its own ideas separate from healing. But I think that if you are healed, you can help be more intentional of the things that you manifest, intentional about the things that you manifest, because you can manifest all types of stuff, right? Manifestation there is no such thing as a good or a bad. It's all about your perception of it. I mean, obviously the world blowing up is bad, but then we are dead, so whatever we make. But manifestation is such a slow process. It's an evolutionary process, because you have to believe. Manifestation is just simply believing. And for excuse me, I hope that didn't. For a lot of people, believing, you don't know, you don't have any idea how you gonna make it to Friday, but you know you gonna get there. You believed it, and you got there. Like, my love, by the grace of God, I got to Friday. And yes, okay, there is some grace there, because you was on the red line on Wednesday. So you made it, but there was an intention there. Manifestation and intention are the exact same thing. You got to be careful about the shit that you ask for too. Also, let me say this. Let me say this. If you're seeking a therapist, I was gonna say I'll save this for the healing portion, but maybe I'll make it a segue. If you are seeking a therapist, interview your therapist, ladies. Interview your therapist. This is someone that you'll be talking to about things that are personal. Don't talk to somebody. I think this was my experience, and then now I found someone that I could relate to. I interviewed my therapist. A couple of them, men and women. They was all Black, because I'm at a point in my life right now where I need to talk to somebody who can be like, oh, okay, Black man, come, I get it. And we can air hug, virtual hug. So please be intentional when you're manifesting that. Use your intention in every single way to guide your manifestation experience, manifestorial experience. Is that it? Am I smart? You know what I'm saying.
Yes, and I think it is important that people know that. A lot of people don't know how important it is that you have that ability to interview your therapist and make sure it's the best fit for you. And that's important to know. But yeah, healing. Like, what would you tell somebody who's in that healing journey right now?
Woo! You think manifesting is an experience? Manifesting ain't a word. You have to tell people. Healing in and of itself I don't think it ever ends. I mean, because it's the worst wounds, the ones you can't see. And so that's what this whole experience is about. That's what we're talking about therapy. I mean, somebody might have put gum under your desk in the 6th grade, and it's been pissing you off for a long time. And you don't know what it is about that person. Every time you see him, you think, so that's a process that you got to remove ego. People need to learn what it is to what the ego is. That make me feel like I got to stick my chest out and let you know while I was talking through your whole introduction. That was nerves though, and I ain't seen you in a week. But healing is a process, man. It's a process. No, there is no one way to heal. There is no one way to do it. The most important thing is that you are aware that you need some healing, and then you have the intention, and you make every effort to work towards that. It's the only way. We're on this journey together. I'm not giving nobody advice. I'm sharing my experience because I'm in no position to give anybody advice, baby. So I could just be like it.
It's so strong. And even though if we didn't go into like depth on so many different things, but the opportunity just to even talk to you and people to just see that you're working on a process, not only just for you, but for generations to come, and to know that they're not alone. How can like people, I know you got some things coming up. I'm excited for you. How can people, after this show airs, how can they get in contact with you? How can they follow you?
Remi Devereaux on Facebook. I am the Remedy on Instagram. I am the Remedy bars. So REMID. You can find me there, and then the projects that we're working on, we will be posting them. Urban Genius Productions. Again, a part of manifesting an intention for you to reach out, for us to be talking about this, and then it's just timing. Timing is everything. The timing is impeccable, my baby. So thank you so much. Again, congratulations to you. I love you, girl.
Love you too. Super thankful.
Yes, as am I. I appreciate y'all as well. I ain't gonna say nothing else. No preaching for me.
Good night. All right, so make sure you guys not only tap in. I want to have things rolling across, but also just want to just tell you, whatever journey you are taking on right now, you don't have to do it alone. You do not have to do it alone. All right, talk to you soon.
Yes, teamwork.